Hello, this is Jeff Malone. The X is silent here with a review of the March 9th, 2013 episode of Saturday Night Live with host and musical guest Justin Timberlake. On to the bits and pieces of the episode. One bit made it into the great category, and no surprise, that was Stefan on Weekend Update, and some highlights from Stefan's appearance this time around were, if the fact that he's writing for Smash, and if you want to be outed, and Jasper the Gorilla passing a kidney stone sounds like is something you might like if you liked Russell Crowe singing in Les Miserables, and also the last words of the murdered bluesman, Sweet Willie Walker, I think his name was. My wallet? Yeah, right. Okay, and of course, there was one club that was based on the novel Push by Sapphire. As for the good, the Hugo Chavez Memorial with Justin as Elton John doing a reworked version of Candle in the Wind to fit for Hugo Chavez. And then there was Monologue, where we moseyed on back into the Five Timers Club. The It's a Date dating game show with where we had a pair of pair contestants with the Dick in a Box singers and then the Fest Drunk brothers. The next Ville sketch, Veganville this time, and he had a Harlem Shake in there, and I think I've been relatively late to the Harlem Shake game, but I love it. I don't know if this is how it works in every Harlem Shake video, but I like it, when you got the close-up of one person, then it pans out, and everybody's there, and so they got lampshades on their head, and they're all just, bouncing to the beat. So I thought that was a great way to end the Veganville sketch. I think the best ending to any of the Ville sketches that they've ever had when Justin's been hosting. Even Seth was good on Update tonight. I gave him a B+. I can't remember ever giving him a B+. I'm about 99% sure that ever since I've been writing up weekly reviews, I've never given Seth a B+ any week. And then we had Tales of Sober Caligula was pretty good. I think I laughed more at the premise than the actual sketch, though. Main Justice is just that's something else. But it's right up Jason Sudeikis' wheelhouse. It is. And an unexpected treat with the return of the two former porn stars who we originally saw in the Swarovski commercial. Now they're swilling for Moe Shamban. So, it's hard to match the first appearance, because that was just wildly brilliant. It's hard to match anything on that level, but this one did give us some memorable moments, some great stories. Like Now Who's the Horse? Through the mediocre the Nuva Bling commercial. It was no Annual or Kotex Classic, but commercials for feminine products, real ones, or SNL parody versions are always good for a woman talking about how she won't take any flack from her the feminine processes of her body. It's like the line that I appreciated the most was Cecily Strong's character said, "I want a birth control that takes the what was it, a limo, not the city bus." And one bad sketch, the She's Got a Dick movie trailer. Not really sure what the joke was there. Although I did appreciate Fred as Eugene Levy, which, shouldn't he be in every sketch? Real Eugene Levy's been in. There was a stretch of time where it seemed like he was in every movie, and at least half of them were ones that where he's like, what am I doing in this movie? Like all the American Pies. Not all of them, but all the direct-to-video ones. And I gotta talk more about the monologue, because we went into the Five Timers Club. Ever since the Five Timers Club concept was introduced when Tom Hanks joined back in 1990, it's been brought up before, but we've never really full-on gone back into the club for a monologue since then. So that was great to see that happen, and great to see some other Five-Timers returning to welcome Justin in. Paul Simon and Steve Martin. They were the two who initially welcomed Tom Hanks in. And Tom also stopped by. He walked in with Alec Baldwin, the current #1 host of all time. Even Chevy stopped by. And he seems like he wasn't fully there. But, that's the deal with Chevy these days. And as a fan of Community, don't I know that? And even Martin Short and Dan Aykroyd, former cast members, but not Five-Timers, they were hanging around because, they work at the Five-Timers Club, don't you know? Even Candice Bergen stopped by. She hasn't hosted in 23 years. And why not? How about she hosts again? Why not? She'd be great. And Michael Patrick O'Brien took over for Conan O'Brien as the doorman. In the Tom Hanks monologue, Conan O'Brien played the doorman, and now another writer, Michael Patrick O'Brien, I guess only O'Briens can be the doorman. So yeah, great episode. Would have been a huge disappointment if it hadn't have been a good one. They kind of played it safe, bringing back some old favorites, and it wasn't, for the most part, it wasn't the best appearances of those old favorites, but they weren't bad appearances, and it wasn't like, oh, let this character die. It was, because, when was the last time we've seen the Wild and Crazy Guys? Well, it's not like we were worried about them being run into the ground. And the Dick in a Box Singers, while nothing has matched the original, we've only seen them like every 3 or 4 years, or maybe every 2 years. Well, every few years. Never more than once in a season. Only when Justin's around. And then we had a few, couple of new sketches, new this season, that just became recurring in this episode. The Main Justice, and then the Moe Chandon commercial saw the return of the two brain-damaged ex-porn stars. So it was a mix of a good mix of mostly recurring stuff. So not too many surprises, but played it safe, but played it well. So I'm going to give this episode 8 out of 10. And next new show is on April 6th, I believe. Yes, April 6th, with another returning host, Melissa McCarthy, hosted for the first time last season. This will be her second time. And musical guest, also doing their second time, Phoenix. I guess they got new music coming out, so that's a solid lineup right there. So I'll see you in a few weeks, and